Hi guys, welcome to the first part of a small little mini-series about just how accurate you can make BSA R10. So welcome to Limits of Accuracy Episode 1. First up, the rifle. As you can see, just got myself a new BSA R10 SE, regulated, silenced. You get quite a lot of rifle for the money you pay. 2 magazines. Magazines are a bit tinny, but have had no problems, work fine. No point in changing something if it works perfectly. The fit and finish of the rifle's nice, the stock's nice, everything is very 9 out of 10, that's how I should say it. The checkering looks good, laser cut, but my only one main gripe is the trigger, but I'll go into detail on that in another episode. So in a nutshell, BSA R10 is a great little rifle. Obviously I've chosen it for my accuracy test, so I do have faith in it, but I'd have to compare it to something a bit like, Ford Focus RS with a spoiler kit. It does everything, it's got all the bells and whistles, like the silencer, the regulator, 2-stage trigger, but it kind of just lacks in that quality. It feels like they've tried to do more and then compromise on some other areas of the rifle. My benchmark is my S410, which is more along the lines of, a nice old Mercedes. Solid, the build quality's there, it has a purpose, it doesn't try and pretend to be anything else, and it just works. So now that we're looking for accuracy, the first part is pellet selection. As you can see here, done a lot of testing. A good thing to actually start off with is those pellet selections that come from JSB. I'm sure other companies do them, but just having a huge variety of pellets to start with without having to spend 12-15 quid on a tin of 500 makes a big difference when you're trying to find what works well in your rifle. You can see here the 3 that work the best in mine are all over 10 grains. The JSB heavies, the Beasley mags and the Barracuda match from H&N. So to simplify what I've done here is just a basic graph taking the average spread of 5 shots over 3 separate targets. You can see the little green boxes there is just an annotation of which are the top 3 out of the starting group. You can see all those 8.44 grains just did not work at all. I had flyers, sometimes you had some good groups, but nothing that was consistent. The most surprising one out of all of them was the Beasley Magnums, because even though they're the dirtiest, grottiest pellets when they're out the tin, every now and again you just get superb accuracy, and I'm talking 5mm groups at 50 yards. Obviously no wind or any outside weather just to affect the shooting. But it's kind of one of those that shows there is potential in this ammunition. And it probably, in my mind, is due down to the weight and the twist rate and the velocity of the pellet coming out the barrel. So the end goal of this project is to achieve half-inch groups at 50 yards. Maybe a bit of a long shot, especially using 177 because it's so affected by the outside elements, but I feel there is the potential. You can see with the final stages here, I'm getting 12mm groups, 15mm groups, 12.7mm is half inch, so that's kind of the ballpark that we're aiming for. So to achieve these kind of results, we're really just going to have to try and remove as many variables as possible. So the following step of this, after selecting the pellets that work best, and I've actually decided on the JSB heavies because even though the spread is a little bit wider sometimes, the consistency is there. With the H&Ns and the Beasley mags, the likelihood of getting flies is a lot higher, and I'm consistently getting 1 or 2 per 10 shots. So the next phase on this process is going to see what we can do with the pellets to make sure that we have the most consistent pellets and accurate pellets available for the shooting, which is obviously going to include washing, weighing, sorting, lubing, and even want to try and run them through a sizing die to see if that makes any improvements. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little video and found some information that might help you with your shooting. Promise the next video is going to be a little bit more interesting than just a very slowly moving Excel spreadsheet. Please like and subscribe and help me grow this little channel. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers.